Hello everyone, welcome to American Preparatory Academy's Veterans Day program. My name is Carolyn Charette and I'm the Executive Director of American Preparatory Schools. We are gathered today to honor those who have sacrificed to protect our precious liberties. We will be streaming this live every hour from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. today, and we hope you will let all your veteran friends know and give them the link so they can hear our gratitude. First, I'd like to share a little about our school. 18 years ago, a group of parents dreamed of creating a school for our children where they could become not only very smart, but also could become outstanding American citizens. We shared a vision of what a great American school could be, and we set about to create it. Because of our commitment to preparing students to become great Americans, we decided to name our school American Preparatory Academy. We decided we would always sing 2 verses of the national anthem at our school so we can teach our students about the sacrifices being made for their liberty that are expressed in the 4th verse of that song. Our students sing those words every day. Oh, thus be it ever when free men shall stand between their loved homes and the war's desolation. These words are about you, our veterans and soldiers, and what you have given to secure our freedoms. We think it's very important that we all ponder those sacrifices frequently. When we were organizing our school, we also decided that we would commemorate Veterans Day and Memorial Day in a big way, because we understand that if it weren't for our veterans who protect our liberties, we would not be able to celebrate all the other holidays that we love to celebrate. Now, since we opened that first campus 17 years ago, we have opened 5 more schools, and we now have over 5,000 students attending American Preparatory Academy. American Prep serves families from many countries and backgrounds, many different faith traditions, many different cultural traditions. Our families are very diverse, and their children come to school each day and work side by side with each other in peace and in friendship, in the true American spirit. Veterans Day gives us the opportunity to thank you, for without you, we would not have the liberty to enjoy that peace and friendship. We are indebted to our veterans and soldiers, those who served in years past and those currently serving. You who have been willing to put your lives on the line to keep our founders' vision of a diverse and free America alive. It is our hope that our students can fully realize and will never forget that their liberty began with great visionary men and women who established our exceptional Constitution, and that their liberty is maintained by heroes like all of you. So thank you so much for joining us today. Our students have been learning about you and thinking about you for the past weeks and months as they have prepared for this day. They have made cards for you, handwritten cards, and we have a special pin for each veteran or soldier who would like one. It says, Honored Veteran 2020 American Preparatory Academy. Those of you who have participated with us in the past know that we've been giving these pins out every year. And even though we're unable to meet in person this year, we still wanted to make sure that these pins are available to all of you. So if you would like to get a card and a pin, please contact Marian Minson at mminson@apamail.org, or call any of our school campuses and ask for a Veterans Day card and pin. We can arrange for you to come pick it up, or we can mail it to your home. We would love to be able to distribute all of our cards and pins to our veterans this year, even though we can't be with you to give it to you in person. Even though we cannot be with you physically this year, we hope that you still equally can feel all of our love and gratitude as we present our songs, poems, and speeches. We will begin with our pledge and national anthem, and the words to the 2nd verse will appear on your screen. We will then proceed through the program with presentations, songs, and talks by our student essay winners and a staff member veteran. We really hope you enjoy the program.
Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
To remember and uphold the ideals of our country, which are liberty, equality, democracy, respect for the rule of law, and patriotism, which means gratitude and respect.
As an American, it is my duty
to remember that we have these ideals due to the heroes that lived and died for them, and heroes today who still defend these ideals with their lives.
As an American, it is my duty
to treat all others with dignity and respect.
As an American, it is my duty
to be willing to listen courteously with an open mind to others who hold different positions than mine, because increased understanding strengthens our democratic republic.
As an American, it is my duty
to remember the patriots who sacrificed to establish these ideals amidst great opposition.
As an American, it is my duty
to show respect for servicemen and women and public servants who uphold these ideals today.
We support these ideals in word and action, and express our patriotism so that our free nation might be preserved for our children and grandchildren.
Veterans Day is a U.S. holiday to honor all men and women who have served in the military. A veteran is a person who has served in the military. To be considered a veteran, you have to be in the military for 180 days to 2 or more years. If you are currently serving, you are considered a veteran. There are roughly 17.4 million veterans in the United States. President Eisenhower was the 34th President of the United States and renamed Armistice Day to Veterans Day. To me, Veterans Day means honoring all those who have fought for our freedom with integrity, sacrifice, and honor. It also means to show our gratitude for those men and women. Without Veterans Day, it would be easy for many people to forget the true meaning of the sacrifices they have made for our country. There are many sacrifices that these men and women face, such as leaving their families for long periods of time and moving every 2 to 3 years to support our country throughout the world. There are 5 branches of the military, which include Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force, and Coast Guard. I am honored to have many members of my family who have served our country. My uncle has served 4 tours of duty for the Air Force. He has lived in many cool places such as Germany, England, UAE, Scotland, Qatar, and many other interesting places. Being in the military gives you more opportunities to learn new things and secure jobs in the future. I also have another uncle who has served in the Army. He has also been on 4 tours and has been to Korea. He says being a veteran means having more opportunities. We can celebrate veterans by saying thank you and remembering all that they've done. They have done a great job in protecting our country. Those are some ways to honor veterans for all they have done and the sacrifices they have made for our country.
Superheroes are people who protect others from danger, usually one supervillain or another. Although we usually pair the word superhero with comic books and extraordinary powers, there are true superheroes all around us, veterans. Veterans may not have the appearance of Superman or Batman, but they still protect and guard the freedoms we have. They show tremendous courage by placing themselves in the way of danger to protect and serve us. Veterans are selfless and brave people who impact our everyday lives. I would like to share some things I learned from talking to my great-uncle, Lieutenant Colonel Don Joseph Christensen, and his experiences serving our country. My uncle was a chaplain in the United States Air Force for 27 years and served in Operation Desert Storm and many other operations around the world. When asked about his service, his first reply was regarding the many honorable people he served with. He said they were quality and hard-working people. Even though he was asked about his service, he mentioned those who served with him first. Real superheroes don't seek for honor, they see the contributions of others. My uncle also told me that he did the things he did so that he could serve his country and be able to give others a better life. He is glad to be able to represent and be part of the many who sacrifice so much for our freedoms. Another quality veterans have is the willingness to sacrifice. Veterans love and cherish our country so much that they risk their lives for our freedoms. Some veterans even risk their lives for other countries' freedoms. My great-grandfather, Don Christensen, was a missionary in Germany right before Hitler took over and saw how the people lived there with many restrictions. This encouraged him to put aside his education and personal interests to serve our country in World War II. He continued to serve until the end of the war and came back to a much-missed family. He and many other veterans are great examples to me because of how much they love their country, their fellow men, and were willing to give up so much to help others. Veterans are amazing people who are courageous and humble. Although they are superheroes, they do not look for the fame and glory comic book heroes strive for. They simply go back to their homes, proud of their service and their country, appreciate the freedoms they have, and honor their fallen comrades. On this Veterans Day, as we commemorate those who have served and protected our country, let us show forth our gratitude and give honor to those who have sacrificed so much for us. Thank you.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Rights we're all born with. But we have them not because some artificers wrote it down, but because we have strong men and women who are brave enough to put their lives on the line so that we don't have to. And on behalf of our school, thank you. Our veterans have done and do all they can for our nation and for us. Without them, we simply wouldn't be here. Our veterans are vital to our country. Without them, we wouldn't have the nation we have today and the protection they give us from threats we probably don't know are there. Our freedoms are protected by men and women who work tirelessly day and night, week in and week out, month after month, and year after year. The least we can do is thank them and live in a way that makes their sacrifice count. They've made it possible for us to wake up each morning and be free of any war, battle, or any threat to our nation. Sometimes it's easy to take it for granted, but it shouldn't be. We're blessed to live in this great nation with people brave and strong like our veterans. It is written in our national anthem, the land of the free. Well, this land wouldn't be free without our soldiers and veterans who do all they can for our country. On it, it also says the home of the brave. We as Americans are brave and free. Ever since we defeated the British, this country has been the land of the free and home of the brave. And we owe an immense amount of that to our soldiers and veterans who keep it that way. Our freedoms are protected by our veterans. Much of what they do benefits us greatly in our daily lives. Our soldiers and veterans protect us each and every day from dangerous harm. One thing I most admire about our veterans is their deep and profound love that they have for our nation and its people. It's this love that moves them to fulfill their duty, even if it means to put their life on the line. Our reality is made possible by the people who give up their comforts to protect us and our rights. Taking that for granted would only be a sorrowful mistake, and we wouldn't know what we have until it was gone. Throughout the history of our nation, our soldiers have played a key role in shaping this country. They defended us when we needed them most. They protected us when we were scared. These veterans deserve it all. And again, on behalf of our school, we thank you for your service and great sacrifice. A real way to say thanks and not let those words lose meaning is to show that their every step on the horrifying battlefield counts to our good actions and behavior. We have deep respect for you and your families and for what you've done for us and this great nation. Thank you.
Mama.
I am grateful for the opportunity to speak today. Today means so much to so many who have worn the uniform of the United States Armed Services. I am grateful for the opportunity I have had to serve this nation. My love of country and flag was instilled in me when I was a small child and has flourished through the years. I was taught that this country, the United States of America, was truly a land of opportunity, a shining city on a hill for all to see. When I enlisted in the Army, I remember the youthful enthusiasm that I had. I was going to be a United States soldier. It was a culmination of a desire that I had had since I was a small child. I remember standing before the flag in the MEP Center at Fresno, California, and raising my hand and taking the oath of enlistment. The words echo through the years. I, Alvaro Garcia Ramirez III, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. I remember thinking to myself that I had never read the Constitution, and therefore how could I support and or defend it? Since that day, I have read and studied that document numerous times. I've always had a copy of the Constitution with me, and I now carry it on my phone. That document means something to me. It was a reason why I served, in order to preserve the rights and liberties which it protects. That oath of my allegiance to the ideals known as constitutional principles were the driving force behind my service and my continued service to this nation to this day. As a soldier, I learned many important things that I've used throughout my life. Of course, you have those typical things of discipline, organization, and presentation that are inculcated in all soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Coast Guard men. The most important lessons, though, were those of trust, unity, and teamwork. I knew that I could trust the training that I was receiving and those who were training with me to keep me alive and to get me through tough situations. I knew that I could trust my brothers in arms with my life. We trained to work as one and to move as one, though made up of many. I knew that if I felt the hand of my brother on my shoulder, that it meant that he had my six, and I could move forward without fear or hesitation. We are at a crossroads in America today. There are forces trying to undermine the unity and order established by the Constitution. The American people are being duped into accepting chaos and disarray as an acceptable alternative to long-held and revered constitutional principles in an attempt to redefine and alter the state of affairs within this country. We must stand fast and not cede another inch to the enticements presented to encourage this rapid cessation of our freedoms protected by the Constitution of the United States. If we stand united and put aside racial and cultural differences and embrace the universal principle of freedom, we can and will save this union. We must amalgamate as a people to ensure the preservation of true and enduring freedom. I stand here today and call upon all Americans, whether citizen or not, to unite in common purpose to embrace constitutional principles, principles of freedom, principles of unity, principles of justice. May the generation going before us and those coming after us feel that generational hand upon their shoulder, reassuring them that we have their six, that they can count on us to advance the cause of freedom, that we may be ever a nation united. Hua.
To a land
shining sea, Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA. There's pride in every American heart, and it's time to stand and say, hey. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the ones who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the ones who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, soldiers.
Thanks for all you do.
Thank you so much to those of you that have served our country and continue to serve our country. We so appreciate you.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm grateful to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you, soldiers.
Thank you for your sacrifices.
Thank you for protecting my freedoms. I'm grateful to you and all that you've given.
Thank you for everything you've done for our country.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service.
From one veteran to another one, thank you.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you, men and women. Thank you so much for my freedom.
Thank you for your service. I appreciate it so much.
Thank you. We appreciate your service.
Thank you for your sacrifice.
Thank you for all that you do.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time and diligence.
Thank you for your sacrifice.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for my peace of mind. You've given so much and we can't ever thank you enough.
Thank you for your dedication and service.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your sacrifice.
Thank you for doing what I can't. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your service.
Thank you for all you do.
From the bottom of my heart, thank you.
We hope you have enjoyed our program. Now, I want to speak for just a minute to our students who are also watching this live stream today in their classes. So, in effect, we are all together today. Our guests, our students, our staff members, and hopefully a lot of our families are watching our Veterans Day program today. So I'd like to speak to our students for just a moment. Students, today we have learned that our veterans gave. And I'd like to talk to you for just a minute about that giving. What did they give? They gave their personal time, their time with their families. They gave up opportunities to be with their friends, opportunities to pursue their personal dreams, sometimes even their education or their careers, at least for a period of time. They gave their time, their energy, their talents, their skills, and they were willing to give their very lives. Yes, they were willing to give everything. And by giving up their personal freedom, they won and they continue to win our freedom. So students, in honor of our veterans, I would ask you, what will you give? Will you give some of your time to pause and think about the sacrifices made for your liberty? Will you give honor and respect for our nation's veterans? Will you give yourself in service to your community, to your friends, to your classmates, and to your teachers, and to your families? Will you give of your time to study hard so you'll be prepared to lead in your profession? Will you give kindness? Will you give goodwill, energy, and effort to change the world for the better? Our veterans have surely shown us a great example of unselfish giving. I hope we will all follow their examples and become more willing to give. All right, to our guests, thank you again for joining us today. We will leave you with one last expression of our gratitude, a favorite song of ours entitled, "Thank You, Soldiers." We enjoyed preparing this for you, and we hope you can feel our love as we sing it for you.